Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
At Capella University, you can learn at your own pace with our FlexPath learning format. Take 1 or 2 courses at a time and complete as many as you can in a 12-week billing session. With FlexPath, you can even finish the bachelor's degree you started in 22 months for $20,000. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu. Fastest 25% of students. Cost varies by pace, transfer credits, and other factors. Fees apply.
Hi, and welcome back to Realistic Sustainability. I'm Mike, and you've probably missed me. Well, maybe not. Sometimes when you listen to the podcast, you're just going from show to show to show. But just so you know, we have been gone since like November. So welcome back to Realistic Sustainability. And I am not by myself. I am, of course, with more than one person. But first, I have Mr. Nicholas Nazarian.
Well, it's great to be back. And I'm sure you have missed me. I mean, it's been almost a year. It's been since last year. So, hey, everybody.
We also have the Rob Bogan from the Curated Culture.
Hello, greetings, salutations. I'm pretty sure nobody has really missed me, but I am happy to be back nonetheless. I am very thankful to be heard.
Well, I appreciate you coming in and joining us again. And you'll wonder why I'm on my best P's and Q's, Jamison Nazarian. And it is Nazarian now, in case anybody's wondering. It's only taken many, many years for her to change her name to mine. She has decided that she's keeping me, Jamison Nazarian.
Well, hello, everyone. And for the record, out of the 3 of you, I think I miss Rob the most.
Well, that's not fair. Everybody loves him. It's just how it is.
He's a fan favorite.
Right.
So we've decided to bring Realistic Sustainability back. We took a little break. Life sometimes can be challenging. And just as a reminder, I know I did a little short kind of explaining this, but I'm going to do it again because I feel like it can never be said enough. We do this because it's fun. We do this because we want to. We spend a lot of time researching, understanding, and having these conversations. And sometimes life prevents it. Sometimes there's so many things going on in our lives that we just can't do it. And at some point, we're maybe not even giving you the show that you deserve. Well, we've gotten a little more settled. We've rearranged kind of how we're going to do this. We have all the people on here now because you could tune in any week and get a different combination of individuals. I will always be here because, well, it's Realistic Sustainability and I like being here no matter what, but life can get in the way of others. We have so many things that have happened since November. And I think one of the best ways to do this is kind of jump around the table and first talk about what in the heck happened over the last, 6 months now, right? 6 months since the last recording, other than that little short. Mm-hmm. So Nick, my partner, my brother, you've had some things happen.
The notion of you starting something, saying jumping around the table, and then going to me, who everyone knows I don't jump anywhere. My knees won't take it, neither will the ground or whatever I land on. Yeah, it's been crazy. I have been busy. I have a particular knack for biting off way more than I can chew and then managing to swallow it until I get sick. So I really had a problem with time management, which gets in the way of priorities and commitments and makes you unreliable to your friends and family. And so it was a rough time. It's been, 6, 7 months, maybe 7.5 months since we actually sat out and did this. Because I think at the time, the last one that we recorded when it went up was the beginning of November, right? Give or take. Yeah. And now here we are in June. I launched the restaurant. It has been an emotional roller coaster, good things, bad things.
Remind everybody where it is, what it is, in case anybody's in the area.
Okay, I can do that. A restaurant is a place you eat at. You said what it is. There you go. I'm just kidding. It's called Andy's Country Chef. It's in Clio, Michigan. It's just off M57. It is honestly kind of a upscale diner. It's a Coney Island. It's just a fast-paced Coney Island. And when I say upscale, I don't mean that it's fancy. I just mean that it's fast. It took us I don't know, 6 weeks to really dial in the timing. The first month and a half was a nightmare. It's the only job I've ever had in my life where after the 5th day, I was sure I was either going to quit or get fired. It was very rough. The first week was a nightmare, but it's a lot better now. I have a great staff behind me. They do really the lion's share of the work. All I kind of do is move the pieces around and plug them in. I enjoy that. We have a lot of fun. We're working on building a catering menu for it and expanding. The owner keeps looking at other buildings because he's a glutton for punishment. And then, I got a concessions contract at Crossroads Village. We just started 2 weeks ago. So that is monopolizing mostly Heaven is Arian's time. My wife has been putting a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. She's there 6 days a week, does all the food orders, does the staffing, does the payroll. Like, she runs it, and I just kind of go there and I tell me what to do, and I go and do what I'm supposed to do. So, but we have a lot of fun with that. And
that's a big deal.
It could be. Right now, I just want to focus on doing a good job. I want to make people happy. I want to give them a good experience while they're there and develop good relationships with the park management, and then we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, it's. I feel like that's such a big deal. Anybody who's not from this area, that's a big part for not just Genesee County, but even Michigan. It's some place that when someone comes to Michigan, it's a destination, and you manage their food.
I'm working on it. I'm currently trying to manage my mood while doing their food because it's different. I didn't want to go the normal concessions route, so I set the menus up like restaurant menus because I hate concessions food. I just don't. The reason concessions food always has this air of nostalgia with people is because you get it once a year. So, I love elephant ears. If you can get elephant ear at every single place you went, you'd realize that they're crap. They're delicious, like they taste good ones. So I just didn't want to have that. So we have wraps, and we have quesadillas, and we have pizzas, and I found out Kogel's. Oh, this is amazing. Kogel's makes a 1/4-pound hot dog. Did you know that?
I did not.
I call it the home wrecker. It's huge. It is delicious. And so
that is not making it in there.
Listen, this is my
You
comeback.
have to leave that in there.
You cannot take that out.
But no, I mean, I want a normal food. I want to just normal, tasty food. Ironically enough, the name is Tasty Bits, so I figured why not. And then the other location, because there's 2 locations of the park, is mostly fried food. It's like chicken tenders and nuggets and smiley fries and pretzel bites. And I wanted little finger foods because it's near all the kids' attractions. So I figured, so things kids will eat, kids will like, they can walk around, have fun with it outside. And nothing that you would need a knife and fork for, except for loaded tater tots, because I'm still me, and cheese, bacon, and potatoes are amazing together.
Assume once you get it all situated and it's working great, you'll start working the sustainability side.
Within reason, there's only so much I can do at a place designed to be thrown away. It's the same concept as catering. I don't use styrofoam at all, so if that makes you happy. I'm still using 7-in-1s. Those are not good, but I don't really have any better options right now. I am talking to a broker for to-go boxes made out of recycled paper. They're just currently very expensive compared to what my margins are, so I'm trying to kind of haggle them down. I'm looking forward to the future. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We have a lot of things coming up there. I think the Michigan Innovations Fair is going to be there in a couple weeks. So that'll be not this Saturday, but the next one after that, I think.
I think that's going to be a really cool gig. I know it's going to take a minute to kind of get your legs underneath you and really understand what's happening and how it works. But I think that's going to be a really cool addition to all the things that you're building. I get to have a fancy taco bar coming up for my son's graduation from Tasty Bits, so I'm excited.
I love that you called it a fancy taco bar. I'll be honest. I'm looking forward to the financial side of this because I'm hoping that it allows me to kind of put some time and money into some other ideas I put on the back burner that I really think could be great. Some are funny. I mean, some are comical. They're meant to be funny, but they're also serious. Like I have a butter thing. I put together an idea for a butter company last year, and then I haven't done anything with it yet. And I started putting that back together now that I have a massive kitchen to work out of. I have a little more freedom to do this kind of stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I won't say the name of the butter company because I don't want you to take that out too.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
cookie?
You can get a new box of cookies in as fast as an hour with Walmart Express Delivery.
Are you my guilty self-conscience?
No, I'm the voice offering you promo code EXPRESS for free delivery on your first order.
Hey, who ate my cookies?
You mean these cookies?
Order now. Welcome to your Walmart. Promotion valid for first express delivery order. $50 minimum subject to availability. Restrictions apply.
Told you we had a spot on the website just for all the things you say that don't make it onto a show.
Yeah, you should.
I think you need to say the name of your butter company.
I don't think I do.
Anyways, a lot of great things have happened over the last few months, Nick, and that's amazing. And we're all right behind you. And hopefully this new format makes it a lot easier for us to come in and out and not be so stressed. I know I was adding to your stress by, we got to get this done. We got to get this done. We got to get this done. And there's better ways to do it.
Actually, you're wrong. You don't really add to my stress. I am going to say this as clearly as I can understand it for myself. You don't add to my stress. My fear of disappointing you adds to my stress, but that's on me. That's not on you. And so as a person, for me, with time, I hate telling people no. I mean, you've known me longer than anyone. And I don't tell people no. I'll wear myself out just making sure everything happens. And so, but I will say that I know I asked you 4 to 5 times in the last 5-6 months, when are we going to do this? Because I miss doing this. A lot of times, this was the most we talked, and I really enjoy it.
This is one of those things that we get to spend that additional time. We're not always in the same room, but we get to have the before conversations. We get to do the show together, and then sometimes we would sit and chat when we had the time afterwards. It's just invaluable. It's just one of those things that needed to come back into my life one way or another.
I agree with that. I also, this is going to sound silly, I've been using it, or what was starting to use it, as a medium to kind of slow my mouth down with my brain. Because generally when you put me on a microphone, it's performance mode, and I just go. I don't think about what I'm going to say. I know how I think, and my brain just does it. Sometimes I stutter, sometimes I get excited, and I just run my mouth. And later I'm like, I probably shouldn't say that. So as it went on for the couple of years we were doing it, I tried really hard to slow that down. And I know that I didn't do great at it, but I really enjoyed doing it. There's not a whole lot of things where I get to record myself and then actually listen to it and decide whether or not I want to be presented that way. I can do TikToks all day long and YouTube videos and stuff like that, but video editing's super easy. I can just go, I don't like that, delete. But with the audio, at least in the way my brain works, you can tell more about someone from their tone than you can watching the way they move. And for me, my tone generally defines everything about my personality. If I'm happy, you'll know it the moment you hear me. If I'm sad, irritated, annoyed, it's all there in my tone. So I'm happy we're back. And I'm happy that we're doing these beautiful people. I'm stoked.
Yes, we're going to expand our scope a little bit. We're going to look at different topics. We're going to bring in additional people. And I think we'll probably sneak in a couple interviews here and there and just kind of change it up a little bit. Not so much that it's not the same show, but just have fun with it. Because again, we're not necessarily, you and I at least, and Jamison, I'm leaving you out here, Rob, on purpose, because I'm going to say we're not professionals. We do this on the side, separate from our day jobs. We are not the professional talent like Mr. Rob Bogan. So it does become sometimes hard. I used to get kind of bummed out or upset when we didn't make the timelines because for the same reason, you didn't want to disappoint me. I didn't want to disappoint you and the listenership. I felt like I had to do this, had to always do it, always get it on time, no matter what. And sometimes I think there were a couple in the past I feel like I phoned in, and that was unacceptable. So anyways, let's go to that professional. Let's move over real quick to Mr. Rob Bogan. What have you been doing in the last 6 months, almost 7?
So we'll get to what I have been doing in a second. I am currently sitting here pissed because I was expecting this to be light and fluffy, and it's turned into a therapy session, and I'm hearing people unpack about disappointments and fears, and I was not for each other. I was not ready for this, to be honest.
Hey, sustainability includes mental health.
Yeah, it invokes a lot of emotions, and I am feeling all of them currently. I'm even more thankful to be a part of this now. I feel cleansed. I feel whole again, and I'm thankful that you guys invited me. 6 months, it feels like forever sometimes, but that 6 months really blew by. And I'm gonna throw my favorite grammatically incorrect saying out there, but it's true. And in 6 months, life be lifing. It's been crazy. It's been intense. There's been good things. There's been, not so good things. I'm going to say something that Nick and maybe you, Mike, maybe you'll pick up on too. At some point in those 6 months, I feel like I lost my smile. That's a very famous wrestling promo. I see Nick in there. You do a lot of things for the passion, and it's fun, and it is something that kind of breaks up the monotony of everyday life and working the 9 to 5. And then sometimes you kind of even lose the passion for the thing that you have the most passion for. And for me, that is creating. So I got super burned out for a little bit. And I kind of, we talked about this offline, and then I made a video about it. I was contemplating stepping away as a whole and just being regular, everyday, full-time dad, 9 to 5 Rob. But I realized at a certain point that, regardless of listenership, regardless of subscribers, regardless of, who's actually seeing the product by way of my website and podcasts, The Curated Culture, by the way, I have been able to experience and create memories for myself that are exclusive to me in scenarios that I know a lot of people would kill to be able to experience. And it is that feeling and that knowledge, knowing that I have been able to create those experiences, that kind of brought me back. And so from there, I started recording again. I started responding to Facebook messages. I dipped out for a minute, but it's just this. All of this is something that I truly do love to do. I wouldn't necessarily say professionally just yet, but I'm getting there. I'm all right. I'm decent at it. And I'm super glad that you guys decided to come back too, because I love to poke the proverbial bear and get Mike fired up every once in a while. Yeah, I enjoyed the content that you guys put out, because honestly, sustainability is always something that should be at the forefront of our conversation, because it impacts every aspect of our lives. So kudos to you guys for doing this, and thank you for including me. And now I will step back and let you take over your show, because I will talk for an hour.
Because you're the professional.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I've said it a million times. When I need someone to say the things, I call you. And if you're unavailable, we change the date. That's how that works. Anyway, so
you just made a soundbite for Rob. That was amazing. I'm serious. I could turn that into an amazing commercial when I need someone to say the things.
I'll send you the clip. You can make something nice for him.
There we go.
So I'm going to prep a little bit, because Jamison says she's done nothing in the last 6 to 7 months.
No.
I don't know if it was like a
I
pod
didn't
people
say I've done
thing
nothing.
or coma, but I will, Jamison, I know you've done things.
I didn't say I've done nothing.
Even if it's forcing me to camp.
I said, yes, I have done that. But I didn't say I've done nothing. I've done all the things. I just can't remember any of the things I've done. You were like, oh, we're just gonna talk about what we did since November. I'm like, I don't know what I did. Where was I? Who was I with?
Well, I can help you. I was laid off. There was things we did. There was things.
Yes, laid off Mike is a whole another level of Mike. I don't know if any of you have noticed this, but Mike is quite the busybody, and like he needs that 9 to 5 along with his 37 other hobbies that he has. Or else, if he loses one hobby or that 9 to 5 for a minute, he's gonna drive you crazy.
I'll write a book.
Oh, yes. So no, you did lose the job for a little bit, and it was more of just kind of a short layoff, but we adjusted, and I just have been doing the mom things and the work things, and currently I am the baseball chauffeur and the camp planner extraordinaire, and I don't know what else have we been doing.
Well, last weekend you were helping me pull weeds and plant plants and
Oh, yes, I did. That's pretty rare, though. I don't like to wake up on Saturday mornings. So, and yes, Saturday morning does mean I don't want to be out of the house by 10 o'clock or up by 10 o'clock. But I did do that. Also, currently, I've been planting plants in the front yard. And I did just remove many of our spider plants from inside the house, and they now live outside of the house. So I'm pretty excited because we were up to, what did I count? I think we had like 39 spider plants in our house or something like that. It was a lot.
I was gonna guess a minimum of 30.
Yeah. Well, and then they keep making babies. So I can't, like, I feel bad. Like I can't cut them off and be like, oh, this one's garbage. So they all got replanted. And now then our house just looks like a jungle. And so a lot of them just went outside as of today.
Spider plants the babies can stay on the
I
host
know.
plant for it's like little baby dreadlocks. They just
But
stay
then
on.
it's a cat chew toy, and I hear the cats going, yeah, and it drives me bonkers. I don't like to listen to anybody chew, especially a cat.
So really what she's saying is she spent this period of time protecting my sanity and I'm like a Roomba bumping into things. She just tries to guide me in the right directions to make good decisions.
Sometimes, or bad ones.
There's a few of those kind of weaseled in here and there, but thank you. When we decided to take a step back, it was just before my layoff. So it wasn't because of a layoff that happened for a company reorg. I found out it wasn't me, it was them, because they did call back and bring me back. But it
like the weirdest breakup.
It is
very strange.
It is odd, but it allowed me to spend a little more time at Dabble. I really got into a hobby called 3D printing. I started getting rapid prototypers and much more professional equipment to play with. But it also let me do more with Stemnetics. I got to spend some time in LA. That Stemnetics is no longer just a Flint organization, but it's also in LA. So I got to fly out and teach teachers how to 3D print. I got to build STEM rooms and do fun stuff, be able to do the kids engineering things, which I always have a blast with. So it allowed me to move around the country, do some fun things, prep for the Edible Landscape Project. We're still in a never-ending battle to buy a duplex to renovate. And
never-ending story.
It is. It's started in February, and I was there today begging for them to shorten the window, but it looks like approval by the end of this month, banking done 2 weeks later. So it's still, we're talking middle of July.
Oh, I like getting that news via podcast.
Yeah, that's right around. Just so you know, that's right around where we're at, hon.
Surprise.
Oh, lucky us.
I missed doing the show, even though it occasionally caused stress, because this is where I get to kind of do the homework. I don't get to go to a college anymore and learn about sustainability from someone. I am generally the person others call for it. So I enjoy the fact that I am quote unquote forced to go read what's new on these topics and stay up on this stuff. So when you step aside, even though you have a few distractions, when you have a passion for something, it keeps leaking back in. You keep missing it. There's something missing. And so I started to look up sustainability podcasts and shows. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but a large chunk, if you go to Google and say sustainability podcast, of the 40 that they will show you, most of them ended late 22, early 23. They've stopped recording. We're pretty close to around the same time as us.
So we're a stat now?
Kind of. Well, everything's a stat. First of all, everything's a stat. I was trying to go out there and say, okay, now that we've done this show for 4 seasons, who else is doing it? Because maybe I can just feel better listening to someone else. but I couldn't find it. It's still, you have sustainability business on this channel, or you have which replacement for Tupperware on this channel. There's not a mix of things from a small scope to a large scope to be able to constantly look at different things with the eye of sustainability. And it bothered the crap out of me again. And I could not find that show. So it started to nag me and make me want to come back and try this again. And then I got a visit from an individual who works at the University of Michigan Flint. And we got chatting about their new sustainability department and that he believes that I should be a part of that. Okay. I send an email to a professor who I've known for years, and they believe the same thing. So we're just now starting to talk a little bit about the possibility where I may get to go teach at the University of Michigan on some sustainability topics, which I think would be pretty darn cool.
That's awesome.
Yep. So we'll see how it goes. We're just starting this discussion. It's certainly not going to be like fall. But one thing I've learned about my engineering job is they tend to fire me every year. So one of these times I just may have another job and stop taking their phone calls. But those are all of a sudden I started to get this feeling like there's certain things in life that are important to me that are, yes, Jamison, the kids, these things are guarantees, but there's that's the dog.
Absolutely, the dog.
And that's a different story for you guys. Well, another day.
He's not a sustainable dog.
You start to get that feeling. You get that itch. You want to go back to it. You want to do the things. I miss the conversations. I miss the people sending questions. Getting lemongrass in the mail. The pictures of a turtle that someone has, or tortoise because it's massive. Like, these are fun. And then even sponsors started contacting. It was almost like a, hey, where are you type thing. And of course, Magic Mind was the last sponsor that we had that made those energy drinks that I like. They're back. Like, we've already started having conversations that since we are going to come back, we'll do some kind of trial thing. But it's like everything kind of aligned. Yes, I like being an engineer. Yes, I like some of those things I do. But those passions that fall within sustainability, I can't just discard them. When I do, they come back. And Mr. Rob Bogan, you stop showing up on my computer screens and in my ear, you'll be back too, because that is in your soul.
Oh yeah. That's speaking of soul, I think I'm gonna change my lights a little bit because I'm starting to feel very Undertaker-ish right now. Like a super purplish hue.
Now the sun's gone down. It's
you're right.
You're fading in there.
Did you? Okay, so I catch a lot of flack when I say this, but I will die on this hill. I feel like we are going through what I lovingly refer to as the grand stupidification of society, right? Like, information is so readily available, but nobody really wants to hunt it down, right? We consume these little bite-sized morsels of, somebody eating soap, or somebody catches this really buzzworthy headline and they don't actually click on the article. They just see the headline, they take that as fact, and then they run with it. To piggyback off of what you were just talking about, Mike, have you noticed, not just in the podcast space, but all around, that there has been a little bit of a shift away from sustainability because it is not easy to practice? It is something that is very difficult to implement. Or did you just not really notice it as much because you had stepped away for a little bit?
There is a lot there, first of all. When you say did I notice that? Yes. Not only from individuals, from watching TikTok or Reels or these things, or YouTube, or the people around me, but also in business. It's not as hard as they tend to make it out to be. You have businesses who have a misunderstanding of what it is and have decided that, well, this must be something we can manipulate to get things we want. Completely missing the point. Graduates coming from universities are being hired by corporations, and they're making them marketing managers. They're not sustainability leaders. They have the title, but they have taken that term and twisted it into their needs. Now, on the flip side, when it comes to our attention span, it used to be a 16-second commercial was a short one. Now the 8-second commercial was considered groundbreaking, and now people will skip that for its length. The attention side is down. You have to make noises, you have to be highly aggressive, or you have to do something that will hold someone there on a regular basis, and I don't mean everybody, to be able to consume that information. The old days of watching a TED Talk, and I say that loosely because I'm not sure how many people here, even on this group, has watched a full TED Talk, but to do that is dwindling. So it does make it hard to be able to communicate those things. You're going to see these videos snipped up into tiny bite-sized pieces in the hopes that someone watches a TikTok of you saying something funny, me saying something funny that makes them want to watch or listen to the show. It's just how that system works. But because the concept seems to be disruptive to people's lives, they just move on or they use it. And neither of those are the direction that sustainability is supposed to be. It's supposed to be more like grandma and grandpa. If you buy it, use it. Use it to the point where you can't use it anymore, and then come up with a new idea of how you can use it until it physically disappears. You know, looking for ways to reduce things like embodied energy. It's become people selling. I believe TikTok is quickly becoming QVC, but it's people selling, Tupperware replacements. It's people selling the new baggie. It's the new. Not looking and pulling back, not thinking, what do I already have? Not looking at used. It's a unique environment that, I think if we come back, there's at least some value there that maybe we can make some changes.
Well, and I think too that we kind of went through, and I hate constantly bringing up COVID, but we kind of went through a weird transition where we went through COVID and everyone realized like, oh my gosh, the world is like, animals are coming back into population, and all the different things that people notice that they're like, wow, we are kind of a shitty add to the earth, and we do a lot of bad things to it. And then gradually it went to people are like, oh, these are the things we're doing to save the earth and save the people and all the things. And then they gradually went to, oh, here's you got to have it on the Amazon find, the greatest Amazon finds, and the greatest, all these TikTok shops. And now it's slowly or quickly actually becoming a consumer industry again. Very buy this, I mean, I'm not going to name the names, but this crappy shirt that costs 10 cents that, is going to ship halfway across the world, and you're going to wear it once and hate it and throw it away. I think we're just seeing a transition where it was a slow transition from our great grandparents and our grandparents came out of the Depression and reused and all the things, and that was a slow progression to like then to the 80s where it was very high consumers, and the part of the 90s was very high in customer consumption. We kind of went through that phase again, but we did it in like 4 years, and we're still on the uptick, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think we're going to revisit some of that like later in this season too. We want to talk about how COVID affected sustainability now that we're beyond it. Originally, we talked about it kind of while we were in it, and now as we've moved on and can look back, that's something we're going to revisit definitely.
Well, I think it's worth revisiting, but also I think that something I've noticed with social media is that because it is the way it is, and we're the generation of social media, we were the first people to really have it, and Lord knows we're not the best ones with it. My kids can do far more things than I can. But we went from growing up and having like Saturday morning cartoons or certain TV programs you got to watch once a week. So you looked forward to it all week long. You looked forward to it all week long for a payoff. And you got 30 minutes or an hour and a half, whatever it was, you sat. And then you had commercials, and you enjoyed the commercials because you're waiting for your show to get back, or it was a time challenge to get snacks. And as we've gotten older, social media presents us with the polar opposite of that. Now, no matter what app it is, you have the option for 30-second gratification. And we went from a priorities-based, like, civilization, you do what you do because you have to do it, and if you're lucky, you get to enjoy something later, to me, I want now. Oh, I have to go to work, and it became anything that you should be doing became a hassle, became a problem, became a inconvenience to our lives. Also, I would like to jump on what you guys said about like the rise of e-commerce. It is a nickel and dime time. Everything is being pushed across the world that's dirt cheap. They sell it over here for dirt cheap, and it's all throwaway stuff. It's hard to practice sustainability when you can buy a t-shirt for $1.50, or you can get a magic code in your email that gives you 12 free items. You just got to pay shipping. Like, it's outlandish. But it's what we're living in right now. And so how do you go about making people care, which really is how you're going to do it. You have to elicit a sense of compassion in someone's attention span of 5-6 seconds. You have to make them care. If you can make them care, they'll watch your content. We could do it through comedy. We could be funny and hope enough people think we're funny to where they watch enough of our stuff to where they just one day go, hey, I like this guy, I'm going to follow him. But how do you get them to realize that there's tons of things in their daily life they can change to make their life simpler and better for the world? How do you get that effect? How do you make that connection without getting people just to stop and wait and pay attention and give it a chance?
Yeah, there's some slowdown that has to happen. We went from force stop to speed up very, very quickly, and we missed some things in there. Now, you said, what do you do in this day and age when you get a code in your email and you get 12 free, just pay shipping? I just have to remind you, Columbia House pioneered that years and years ago. 12 CD, 1 penny. Anyways, but all jokes aside, keep in mind that the long-term effect of COVID is that I do believe that people make less, incomes are dropping. Again, working for a large corporation, we're seeing a lot of layoffs and bringbacks at discounts. If they do, maybe they lay off 500, bring back 50 at less of what they were paying before. So we went from all this freedom, all this time to hustling. Now people are making less. They have to work twice as hard to accomplish the same amount they did. Plus, there's inflation. There is a inflation factor where your purchasing dollar isn't quite as strong as it once was.
And the world is incentivizing you to spend more at all times.
Correct. So you have this on top of the fact that there's that urge to be part of that keeping up with the Joneses. You got to make sure you have all the things, or you want to eat out more. We all know it's changed. The system has changed. We just haven't made that leap yet. Going out to eat is no longer even, and I'm going to say sustainable, but I mean that financially. We already know it's not sustainable generally when we look at it from the eye of sustainability, but it's also becoming unsustainable financially. What used to be your quick option is a cost well and above if you sat down at a place and people brought you your food and all these things. It's very, very challenging these days. Groceries. We always saw that the item was $4.29, but they always charged us $2.99. And now they're just leaving it at that price, which makes it very, very hard. So that's where some of this is happening. We have less time. We're working harder. We're doing these, it's almost like the businesses didn't get to make a couple of bucks for a period of time. So now they're soaking it in. Yeah, record numbers, which we know are record numbers because they come out and celebrate. I won't say a company's name, but one of the contract companies that I work for literally just held a town hall where all the executives celebrated their massive amount of money that they have gotten over the last year, that they're buying new buildings, and they gave each other awards.
Is this the company that just laid you off?
No.
Okay.
Not to the individuals who earned any of these things. They literally held an event to congratulate each other as leadership with us in attendance. Like, they're at the point where they don't even know that's wrong.
That is blissfully unaware. I don't know what it is.
So I just want to say something really quick. Excuse me, it got very froggy there. I just want to say something really quick. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention out there, but we have mentioned one company by name, one, and that's Magic Spoon, because they're a sponsor.
That's not
so. If you, or I'm sorry, Magic. What was it?
Magic Mind.
Magic Mind. There we go. Magic Spoon is a cereal. Magic Mind. Magic Mind is the sponsor. I'm going to say Magic Mind again because they're a sponsor. Magic Mind sponsors or is trying to sponsor.
Not this one.
Realistic sustainability.
Next three.
Yeah. I got you. I'm just throwing it out there. If you want your company's name mentioned on this podcast, then you need to sponsor it. But also make sure that your company is not evil, that you're not the devil. Otherwise, we will not mention you by name. You cannot.
Nick will. Nick will mention them by name.
Nick will call you out.
Nick has no problem making enemies.
Like, if we ever lose the house because of realistic sustainability, it's going to be Nick calling out large corporations.
Let's live in the camper.
How are you going to lose the house?
I don't know.
It's possible.
Slander on the show, man.
Slander away, Nick. I want to live in my camper.
Don't slander yet. I have a question. I'm curious. I'm curious about something.
We call it under free speech.
There you go. Go ahead,
That's
Rob.
it. I am curious. I'm going to try to ask this as eloquently as I can. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Why do you guys think, this is a question for everybody, why do you think that despite the fact that costs for everything is up, despite the fact that our dollars don't go as long as they used to, they don't last as far, they don't stretch as much, and despite the fact that practicing sustainability has proven to be more cost effective, why is it that people still lean into purchasing things that are not sustainable?
Ooh, pick me.
Me first. No.
Oh.
Okay.
Wives always win.
Jamie goes
Dopamine.
first. Yes.
It's dopamine. It's
Okay.
the feel good of the I purchased that, and then they get it at the house. They'll be excited for like 10 seconds, and then the excitement's gone and they purchase the next thing. It happens with our kids as Christmas presents all the time. Like, it's ridiculous. They will want something so bad and they will get it for Christmas, and then they maybe play with it for 2 seconds, maybe a whole day, and then that's that. Then they want the next latest and greatest thing that they watched some little dweeb on YouTube. You gotta have this. And then that's what they want next. But I feel like kids have always been like that. Adults are like going back to it, I feel like, or never grew out of it. I mean, I feel like somewhere we went back to I want.
Yeah, it sounds like what Nick was saying. We live in that more consumerist age where it's all about me. I want.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I'll root cause that a little bit, because let's take that a little bit further back. It was primarily the 80s when we went from this happy, love everybody, we should all get together and be friends and stop war, to greed is good. Wolf of Wall Street. In the 80s, there was changes made to how we operated as people, and it changed our culture. There was earlier years scares about going to different kinds of governments, so capitalism had to be reinforced. And in the 80s, it really got supercharged. It became things. The bumper sticker on a car that says, "He who dies with the most toys wins," when really he who dies with the most toys dies.
Mm-hmm.
And it somehow changed America into thinking the person with the stuff has won. That is not realistic whatsoever. It is not how the world works. It isn't what humanity, if they want to improve and do more, should strive for. It's that has over the years, and I feel like there's some, underlining reasons, of course, that are political based or financial based, but that has embedded itself. So when Americans are pressed with very little money, you'll notice they don't stop spending. Credit goes through the roof.
Actually, fun fact, did you know that you are most likely to become addicted to something like alcohol or going to the bar often or drugs when you have lost your job, you have the less amount of money? Because one, obviously the addiction's there, but bars do the best in a, I guess,
depressed era.
Yeah, like in a time, no, not area, just like when stocks are low, when bars do the best when all communities are making the least money. Nick, you look like you've had something to say for the
I
last
have so
hour.
many
Or
things.
it's either
he's-
that or he's choking. I
I've
don't know.
been waiting for the Nick explosion.
He's trying
Okay.
to put it together.
No, it happens. It happens a lot, and I'm sorry. I'm going to start with, I agree. If you do a cross analysis of like financial demographics with areas that sell the most scratch offs and lottery, you'll see a huge correlation with middle to low income people because that quick shot of dopamine, quick shot of dopamine, like Jamie was talking about earlier, it's instantaneous. I won $20. You might have spent $50 to get that $120 winner, but you won $20. Same thing with alcohol sales, that kind of stuff. Go to the casino. Anything that makes you feel good, quick, especially if you can do it socially. It's a great time, great memories, blah, blah, blah. And that's how you pigeonhole it. You sell it to your friends. Oh, we had a great time. We made some great memories. You lost $3,000. Oh, but it was fun.
But you sell it to yourself too.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
Like I'm a seller to myself all day long.
Of course we are. And going back to what we're talking, Mike mentioned the 80s. I agree it was around the 80s, but I don't think it has anything at all to do with anything political, anything to do with anything other than like socioeconomic psychology. Every generation that has kids wants to do better for their kids than they experienced. And there was a point in life when every generation was doing well. And so now when you are unable to provide more things financially for your offspring, you do it emotionally. So now I say kids knowing that I'm almost 40 years old. Kids our age were raised to some degree without a lack. Like we don't have any grit. We don't have any toughness. A lot of us don't. A lot of us, everything's based on emotion, on the way we feel all the time. Well, when you have a world that's ran like that, what do you have? You have a lack of impulse control. You have people that spend a lot of money because it makes them happy. I am one of those people. I fall into every category we just talked about. If I'm sad, I just told Heather this. If I'm sad or I'm really close to being broke, I have $20. I am way more likely to stop by a drive-thru and get a burger. I mean, the amount of times I've been on my last $25 and stopped for a double quarter pounder is, you can't count it. It's insane. I'm not saying that I represent everyone. I'm just saying in my personal life, if I'm sad or if I'm down or I'm feeling like I'm not good enough or whatever it is that has me in the dumps, like I'll find something quick to make me happy in that moment because I can't handle what it feels like on the inside for the rest of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when I say tough, I mean tough on themselves. I don't think we hold ourselves accountable. I know I don't. This show is all about coming back together because we couldn't keep our time schedules where they should be. I'm a huge, huge perpetrator in that. And that's the word vomit of the day.
Ta-da.
I totally I like how you shared that story though, Nick, because it ties right back into what Jamie was saying, man. It's that hit of dopamine. You do things. I'm not a sandwich guy. I'm a sneaker guy. A lot of my sneaker collection have come from times where like, man, I've had a really terrible, I had to stop myself from cursing. I get going on these rants on my show and I just let them fly. I get in a really terrible mood sometimes. I'm like, you know what? I deserve these J's. So I'm gonna get them for myself. And you tend to not really, you don't think about, okay, what does this actually cost? What am I actually paying for this? Not specifically the dollar amount, but all across the board. So yeah, I totally agree with you both. It's there's the times where you're feeling the most rugged that you make the dumbest purchases, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess my purchases when that happens is equipment.
You are always never making bad purchase.
I was just about to say, I have never.
So planned. It drives me nuts.
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
you get.
It's not in the budget.
You guys missed out in the first 25 years. Okay, he's making up for lost time. That's all this is.
Well, now his budget is affecting my fun sometimes.
You missed out on the Mike that bought clearance sets of plates. Instead of doing dishes, he threw them away. Okay, you missed out on.
Called out.
That is a true story, and I apologize to everybody who's listening.
Wow.
Listen, no, this is all about growth. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but you're you and I'm me. If we're not going to grow, who are we?
Right.
For those of you who can't see my face, it's red.
I apologize. I know I'm rude. I didn't mean to be rude. The fact of the matter is that, it's great the progress you've made. I could do a whole podcast on how much I love you and how amazingly proud of you. I'm his number one fan. I'm a fierce defender. I will burn the world down to make him happy. Not that he want me to, but oh well.
Yeah, please don't. That would be very, very bad. We got kind of the conversation going. That's what today's episode was really supposed to be, is to kind of give everybody a where the heck have we been, start some sustainability chatter, start talking about a few things, and then start looking at the weeks to come. And in case anybody's wondering, I don't know if you could hear the ding, but Jamison's raising her hand.
I'm sorry. Grayson is on his way home. The dog is going to start freaking out. So I'm just giving you a warning. Whoever starts talking, if the dog starts freaking out or you hear the kid, just stop.
No, well, I'm going to start closing us now anyway. So that's what we wanted to do today. Just kind of give the new process of how realistic sustainability is going to work. It's going to be a little bit different. It may not be Nick every time, or Rob, or Jamison. It might be all of us. The goal is that when we find fun topics, entertaining topics, or even just simply important topics, we talk about them. No matter who's in the room, we have the conversation. And that's what realistic sustainability is going to be. We've had to adjust to be a little more realistic when it comes to our schedule. So hopefully everybody has enjoyed the show. But before I fully close, I know my loving wife has just run off, but I have two others here who have some things they need to say, because before I let Nick and Rob go, you got to give us socials. So Rob, how about you?
Yeah,
it's time to curated culture. We got to tell people.
Yeah, this is one of my strengths. I'm a great opener and a great closer, brother. So, yes, I would appreciate everybody tremendously if you would check out my pop culture and technology site and podcast. I'm also on the YouTubes. It is called The Curated Culture. We basically dedicate all of our content time to just talking about the really cool stuff in the world of pop culture and technology. We do video games. I'm at somebody's Comic Con fairly frequently throughout the year. Computer software, cell phones, anything out there in the zeitgeist, in the stratosphere is what we talk about. You can find me all over the place via @Robbie Diesel on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat, on Threads, on Blue Sky, not the actual Sky, the social media site. And then you can check us out via @The Curated Culture on Facebook and Instagram, and then @_Curated Culture on X. Look forward to interacting with you all. And next up is the homie Nick. Yes.
And it's been 7 months and the stage fright is still here. So I'll be honest, I've been stepping away from socials a lot. I haven't taken the time to do anything, but if you do want to check me out on TikTok, as Mike calls them, Nick Talks, it is Chef NMN Nazarian on TikTok, or Facebook.com/Captain Nicky Mike. I post videos about once every 3 weeks now. I'll get back into it, but I've just been a little tied up, but I would love to see you on there. Give me some feedback. If I do restaurant reviews, if you want me to try a spot in your area, let me know and I'll go hunt it down and see what they have to offer. And if you want to check out what I do on the side, tastybitscatering.com. We do large event gatherings and small private home events. So, and if nothing else, you can find me here on Realistic Sustainability, because we're back.
Thank you, both you. And Rob, I feel a little attacked on your fantastic at closing. I feel like that might have been a shot at how many times I fail to open or close a show correctly.
Mike, I would never.
We could probably put a spot on the website of just all of my screw ups at closing. There's times that I've screwed up so bad that Nick just starts laughing at me. So I have to start over.
Do you pay for enough storage to put that much video on a website?
Oh, yeah. 100 terabytes.
That is in the budget.
So, I love it.
Anyways, first of all, thank you to anybody who's listening to this. Welcome back. Thank you for embracing our team and humoring us in the things that we enjoy. We greatly appreciate it. Now, for the business side of it all, if you enjoy this show, please share it with a friend. Post it on social media. If you see a post about realistic sustainability, start talking. Say something. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I can tell you. Say something mean about me. It still feeds the algorithm, but say something. Be a part of the community. Chat with us. We enjoy it. Good, bad, or indifferent. We love having the conversations. So hopefully you'll enjoy all the upcoming shows that we have. And don't forget, looks like we're going to have a little partnership here with Magic Mind, which is not related to Magic Spoon.
Not in the slightest.
And I'm kind of excited because they're sending me more of the little drinks that I found so appealing. And it seemed to kind of boost me. And while I'm in this losing weight phase in my life yet again for about the 8th cycle, I think it will be very valuable. So if you want to help out realistic sustainability beyond the likes and the follows, take a look at Magic Mind. We would greatly appreciate it. With that, I think I can close the show because I don't have to give people my socials. They have the website, they have the podcast, and let's face it, I'm really easy to find. So for all of you out there, thank you so very much. And we're not going to see you next week, but we're going to see you twice a month. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye.